morning, it's Ginny and Tim. Happy
Hello.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stopped in, took time out of watching the Thanksgiving parade or whatever you're doing to listen to our Thanksgiving cybersecurity special.
Should be a fun one.
Yeah, this will be fun. We've got some analogies to help you remember all the things that you need to do to keep your data safe. So, tell us your stories, Tim.
Sure, I'll set the stage. So picture this. You're driving home from Thanksgiving. The leaves are orange, or where we're at, potentially you got snow in the ground.
It's probably going to be white.
The radio is playing a mix of holiday music and oddly aggressive appliance commercials, and you're prepared, or so you think.
Oddly aggressive appliance commercials.
Yeah, that's what it says here. But just like cybersecurity, Thanksgiving has a habit of testing your preparation, awareness, and resilience. And so we're going to talk about some of the different features and scenarios you could run into and kind of tie it to a quick, kind of fun analogy. So the first one is, what would Thanksgiving be without a burnt turkey? So we have the burnt turkey, disaster recovery, and backups is this little section. So the story is the family turkey is obliterated. Someone got distracted. They're either watching football, the smoke alarm is screaming, everyone's staring at the smoldering disaster.
Or the dogs ran through the kitchen.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff. But the great part is that Uncle Dave was planning ahead. All right, he's got a backup turkey smoking on the grill outside. He either has pre-cooked turkey breasts in the fridge, just in case, or he has the number to a few takeout restaurants that are still open on the holidays, just in case. That's kind of like your cloud failover. So even if you can't take care of it at home, you got a backup plan out there. So security takeaway is, disaster recovery and business continuity in its purest form. When the main system fails, do you have another backup system to take over or a plan in place to get it up and running? So Thanksgiving was saved because of redundancy, ahead of time in planning. So similar when your primary servers go down and you don't have multiple layers, your dinner is toast. Test your backups, verify your recovery plan. If you're using us for your MSP, we're testing it regularly all the time to make sure things are good to go in the event of an issue. We also now have this story here is about a Black Friday deal. So grandma's phone buzzes at the dinner table. She says, hey, I want a free smart TV if I'm one of the first 100 people to reply to this link, she exclaims. A younger cousin now looks at it and says, well, look here, Grandma, there's actually 4 typos. The URL makes no sense, and it's a Black Friday deal. It's from a website that also sells ferrets. Put the phone down. So security takeaway is it's a classic phishing detection. So unexpected message, high urgency, right? Act now, high pressure, click first 100 people, suspicious link, unfamiliar sender, all that kind of stuff. So security awareness, again, is ongoing. It shouldn't just be once a year. So similar to like how, you kind of spotted that with grandma, employees need to spot phishing just like your cousin spotted grandma's scam text. Teach them to slow down, analyze, and verify before clicking. We talk about that all the time. We could go over phishing forever. I won't go into expanded detail here.
Right.
But
I even suspect legit ones.
Oh, yeah. Now I don't even click real tracking links. I just go to the website originally, log in, and check there. That's just like what we've always done. So this one talks about a MFA scenario. So your cousin is showing up late. He's got his arms full of casserole, and he's trying to jiggle the doorknob to get into the house. It's not working. Everyone inside is yelling at him, use the keypad code. It's 2-step Thanksgiving this year. So he puts in the PIN pad code, and then the doorbell camera prompts him to confirm his identity, and he says, yep, that's me, and then he's in the house. So it's kind of a little bit far-fetched where you have all the security to get into the house, but that's just like your MFA, right? So MFA in the physical world is something that's the PIN, something you have, the owner's phone or approved access. No random stranger can just stroll in claiming to be with the event. And so again, even if the password leaks, MFA stops unauthorized access. It's the difference between your cousin getting in and a stranger wandering and asking where the gravy is. So
the camera recognized his face.
Yep. So that was for him as well too. Yep.
Cool.
This one. This one's talking about who brought the mystery dish. So this is a zero trust story. So a relative arrives with casserole that no one recognizes. It's not labeled. It's not even in the meal plan.
Does it have cat food in the Jell-O?
Yeah. No one even knows who made it. The family rule kicks in. No unidentified dishes touch the buffet until we can confirm them. After all, last year someone brought a vegan surprise that put half the table out of commission. So the security takeaway is this represents zero trust in application allow listing. So unknown software is blocked by default. Anything new you install in your environments is blocked by default. Only once it's verified and approved, it will be allowed to go through. Trust nothing without validation, especially if it's a vegan surprise. Don't let unknown applications, services, or devices into your environment just because they look like food. So we use this in some of our more secure environments where they have the main tool that we typically will use is called Threat Locker to do it, but there's other ones that will do that as well. But essentially, nothing is allowed to run other than what's approved on our list of software. So you use, Edge for browsing the internet. You may use Office apps, Microsoft apps, a line of business app, and some other stuff. Beyond that, anything else new is going to create a pop-up that we have to review and allow on that list. And everything else is not allowed. So that's usually typically for higher security environments, but that's the best security you can have. And that's called Zero Trust Application Allow Listing. If you hear those types of terms, that's what that is. We can do that for you if that's something that's a requirement or you're interested in that. This one's going to talk about open Wi-Fi and network segmentation. So your cousin immediately connects to the home Wi-Fi. Turns out they actually have like 50 smart devices at home, including a smart toilet, smartphone, everything is smart. And their phone is so full of malware that it wheezes when it opens Instagram. It's got so much stuff. It's having a hard time just navigating the internet. So what's happening the second they connect to your Wi-Fi, all that malware is now scanning your network, doing malicious things, crazy things that you maybe don't want them to do.
Turning the thermostat up to 150 degrees.
Why is it 150 in here, right? So you quickly redirect them to your guest network, taking away from devices that actually matter, like your thermostat or the fridge telling you how many eggs you have. So again, it's the same thing with network segmentation. You don't want to just allow regular people who are visiting your business onto your network because, again, if you don't know what's on their phone, it could have a malicious virus. Maybe it can scan data networks. So having that segmentation is important. And so you should always have a guest Wi-Fi or a public Wi-Fi that is separate from your internal business use, and then your internal network data as well as separated, just so that way you create that layer.
So at home, I was just thinking about this, like the smart devices normally we put on the guest network, maybe they should have their own.
Yes.
Like the IoT
100%.
has its own lane.
Yep.
And then
the easiest setup is the guest network. It's there, connects, works, it's great. But the problem now, if you have guests come over, they connect to the guest network and their phone starts doing hairy stuff, now they're potentially pinging and doing weird stuff to your devices.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. Or have your regular network, have them connect and have a guest network just for guests.
Yeah.
Is typically how you want to do that. But yeah, totally. That's a great question. And that's exactly what this is talking about here. Okay. So again, keep guest devices on separate networks, keep your business systems on another. And if one gets compromised, the infection won't spread through the entire household. So it's just kind of the idea of the analogy there. The family spreadsheet, password hygiene, and access control story. So the family keeps a shared spreadsheet of who's bringing what. Picture, a giant big Thanksgiving thing. One year, someone accidentally left it open. And for editing. So anyone on the internet could edit their spreadsheet. They didn't have the right permission set. 3 people ended up bringing mashed potatoes. No one ended up bringing the rolls. Someone renamed the sheet to Turkey Spreadsheet 2 Electric Boogaloo. This year, however, the sheet is permission locked. Editing roles are assigned, and there's a strong password protection for the links. So that way there's not another incident. So think of it as having strong, unique passwords, least privilege access, right? Document permission, who can control, access, edit the data. So similar to how you're having your files, right? You don't want to just put files in a folder that's access to everyone. Kind of similar how you run your business. You have various permission levels, and you don't want to just share a document with someone, allowing them to completely edit it. Maybe you only want them to be able to view it in certain levels like that too. Teenagers on social media oversharing. So a teenager decides to post a family photo. Unfortunately, in the background is the home address, the family travel schedule written on a whiteboard, a laptop with the screen unlocked. So the security takeaway is, again, don't overshare. Don't take pictures at work, post them online, much like you may have a Post-it note with a password on it or any sort of information, in your business. A lot of the time that stuff is secure for a reason, and you shouldn't be oversharing. They call that operational security or OPSEC, or you want to have conversations with your staff. A very common thing would be like, say, whatever reason your business somehow suffered from a ransomware event. Well, you don't want your staff coming in and be like, oh, we got the day off from work, and they take a picture of their computer screen and post it on Facebook and say, oh, I got the day off, we're ransomed today at work. And then all of a sudden now you might have negative press. Maybe the event was contained. They didn't need to actually reporting. There's all these different things. Right? Yeah, depending on your industry, you may have to report it. If they ended up getting data, whether they didn't get data, there's all these different scenarios. Yeah. But you don't want regular staff posting that stuff online. So similar to that, just don't overshare, and that should be in your acceptable use policy, what's allowed and stuff like that. So.
I didn't know what OPSEC meant until you just said it.
Yeah, operational security. Yep. It's more of like a military term, but like in security, people use that too. So this one's talking about the carving knife mishap patch management story. So the electric carving knife malfunctions during carving, and it nearly takes out the entire tablecloth. Turns out it hasn't been updated since 2009. While no one expects firmware updates at Thanksgiving, everyone agrees that, well, we should probably update our stuff at least once a decade. So the security takeaway is patch management and device maintenance. Outdated tools can cause accidents. Okay, it still works, doesn't mean it's actually secure and functional. So regular updating prevents vulnerabilities. In this case, patch your systems or get a newer, firewall or a knife or whatever you're doing to make sure that it's going to be able to contend with the latest security threats, or how the thickness of the turkey now. Maybe they're thicker now, whatever. But either way, just update your tools.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Outdated tools cause incidents.
Yep. Pretty much. And the last one here we're going to talk, this one's like a little bit of a longer one, and it talks about the insider threats and privilege misuse as well. So this one talks about, dinner's finally coming together. You got the turkey carved, stuffing is plated, green bean casserole looks edible. The family steps away just for a moment, maybe to take a group photo or to open the door for some guests. And in that moment of collective distraction, the family dog launches a covert operation.
Oh, no.
Silent, calculated. He stands on his hind legs, snags a full plate of turkey off the table, and disappears under the dining room bench like a four-legged advanced persistent terrier. APT threat. That's kind of a security joke there. Everyone panics. How did he get up there so fast? I thought someone was watching him. Who gave him access to the dining room during service time? The truth is simpler. The dog isn't an outsider. He's a trusted insider with proximity, opportunity, and no concept of change control. So it's the perfect analogy where we're going into the dog didn't need to hack anything. He didn't need malware or phishing. He simply used the access that was already given to him. He's inside the house, close to the table. Just trusted. So in the workplace, employees, contractors, and even vendors have more access than they truly need typically. A lot of times it's just to get the job done. You're like, you know what? I know the HVAC system's down. Here, just have the keys to the server room and fix it. And then you're not even watching them, what they're doing in there, right? Abuse may be intentional, but more commonly, it's an accident. Usually insider threat or insider issues aren't caused by malicious insiders. It's due to someone accidentally doing something they shouldn't.
Someone being distracted.
Yeah, or they delete files, misconfigure system, things like that. So the dog wasn't on a leash, behind a gate, or contained in any way. He had full lateral movement across the kitchen. So it's similar to having like someone who has an administrator account who doesn't necessarily need it all the time. They're sharing passwords. Everyone has local admin in environments. Those types of things.
That one happens a lot, surprisingly.
Yeah, because everyone likes to be able to install stuff when they want to save time, but the overall security ramifications of that typically outweigh. One bad event can cause 100 installed programs that were took you a little bit.
And I know it's annoying because I remember when we first started implementing that kind of security, I was thinking, well, now I can't do this and I can't do that.
Oh,
and
same thing.
It's like, ugh.
I gotta go to this person to do this.
I understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the understanding it's a bit easier, but it still can be frustrating when you're used to having that level of access and then you get it restricted. No one likes that. The idea in these sort of scenarios, though, is prevention over blame. It's not really the dog's fault. He saw the opportunity and he just followed his instincts. Similarly, most insider threats come from curiosity. Oh, what's in this folder? I didn't have access to this before. Mistakes, convenience, lack of training, or again, just misaligned permissions. They maybe needed an administrator account to set up this thing, but they don't need it beyond that. But they're still running as admin now, and so we forgot to take that back after the fact. So the job is not to blame the dog or the user. It's to secure the food, or in this case, your environment or your network. So the best thing is to do access reviews. Who has access to the table? Conduct periodic permission audits. Who has the administrator rights? Does anyone still have access after leaving this role? Maybe someone's shifting roles within the company and different roles require different rights. And are those rights being updated every time they change a role? Are there any dormant accounts lingering? It's the same as asking, why does the dog have unsupervised access to the dining area again? So again, Thanksgiving can be chaotic, unpredictable, all these different moments that happen, but we try to make it fun, have some different security analogies for you here that you can take away. And if you have any other stories or ideas that you want to throw out, I'm
give us some more analogies. Those are fun.
But so basically you think about your own disaster recovery plans, things like that in your business. So do you have a backup plan for Thanksgiving? Maybe not, but for your business, 100% certain you should definitely have your backup plan in place. So
for sure. backup turkey breast.
Yes. Just in case.
I like it. All right. Well, if you have any questions or comments, drop them below and make sure you visit our website to get your free security assessment. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Don't fall for any phishing scams.
Nope.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get some good deals.
Yeah, I hope so too. But have a great holiday, and we'll see you next time.